What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the TTV Ravens Media pregame show. Now, it's been a while since we've been able to do one of these together. It's been probably 3 weeks because I missed the Browns one and the Steelers one. But Joshua, while I kind of insert the tags and things like that, why don't you start us off? Just kind of give your overall thoughts on the game.
What's going on, Burns family? Hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's ready for the thriller in Cleveland today. It's going to be an exciting one. Just the simple fact that Jimmy Smith was a healthy scratch, so you have Tavon Young, Anthony Averett, Chris Westry, Robert Jackson, and Kayvon Seymour. So I don't know how that's going to work today. I know Brandon Stevens was questionable, but I definitely see him possibly coming down, playing a little bit of corner, and Geno Stone playing in that back. So I'm definitely interested to see how that's going to go. And also, I'm more interested to see, how Greg Roman is going to change his offensive scheme today for us to win the game.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what the Ravens try and do without some big time pieces, not only on the offense, but also the defense. First game without Marlon Humphrey. How are the Ravens going to defend those guys? And Void, how are you doing? Welcome into the show. Let's hope our DBs don't get prison loved. Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it that keeps the swear word out of it. Chris Reed, how you doing? Says, are we going to sweep the Browns? We can do it. Just depends on what Ravens show up today. The ones that they can be are the ones that disappoint. Yeah, this is a very interesting team that is I talked about it in last night's video I posted it really late, but this is a team that hasn't played a complete game all year. They've never played a complete game where it was terrible all game, and they've never played a complete game where it was good all game. In previous seasons, the Ravens would come out and they would play a complete game 10 weeks out of the year, and they would just win by 30 points because it was just nobody could stop them. They were clicking on all cylinders. Hasn't happened yet this year. They've had quarters of being great. They've had halves of being great. So that means that when they are playing bad, they got to be able to turn it around, which they have been able to. And they got to just make sure that when they're playing good, they try and keep their foot on the gas and continue to do what's working for them. But Joshua, what are you expecting today? The Ravens that show up or the Ravens that disappoint?
It's hard because one part he wants to be optimistic, and then one part wants to be a realist. And I'm not trying to be like the Giants. I'm not trying to be like a New York Giants fan or a Jets fan. Still living on the glory days. I'm in the present. So I mean, I'm still optimistic that we're going to come out with a W. I'm not going to say it's going to be one of those prolific W's. I feel like it's going to be one of them hard fought ones. So hopefully, I just hope that we can play all four quarters. Like I said, you got Wink and G-Bro. In my opinion, they're both in the hot seat for me. They both had to put together two winning schemes in order for us to play a complete game. Because one, like we've been saying, you don't have Marlon, you don't have Deshaun, you don't have Marcus Peters, honestly. So how much faith do you have in Anthony Averett? How much faith do you have in Chris Westry in regards to his durability? We really don't know about Robert Jackson or Seymour. Tavon Young, he's been blessed to make it to week 14. Yes, he's been nicked up and bruised. That's going to happen. But seeing him being able to almost complete a full season, that's good. And are you going to let and I feel like this game is really going to come down to that front seven, honestly. The Calais, Adafi, Justin Houston, Tyrus Bowers, Queen, those guys. I feel like those guys are going to have to really show up and really play, in order for, the defense to have a breather on that back seven. And Chuck Clark also has to play an outstanding game, meaning if the ball is there, he has to intercept it. He has to catch the ball. He has to literally make some game-changing plays in order for us, to take a breather off the secondary. So, I'm hoping that could possibly happen today. I mean, it's been a while since we had an interception this season. I don't think we had an interception this season.
We've had a couple, but it's okay. Anthony Averett, I know, has two.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else. Well, Marlon had the one that he didn't know that he caught. But I'm trying to think, was there another interception outside of Anthony Averett's 2 picks? Wow, that's really sad if there
Oh,
hasn't been.
Deshaun Elliott.
That's right. That's
Undercut.
right. I
But I
predicted
mean,
that one.
outside of that, man, and then on top of that, offense, we got to figure a way how we're going to block out, Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. So there's a lot of things to put in perspective, especially with us. Yeah, definitely need Tavon in the Chiefs game to show out.
Yeah,
definitely need that.
Got to pick that.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't say Tavon in the Chiefs game. You need Anthony Avery in the Chiefs game for the rest of the season, all the way into the playoffs.
that was a good Anthony Avery. We were also doubling Tyreek. But let's see here. Mr. Chief brings up that we have no Patrick Ricard, no Pat McCarry, no Nick Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the 3 most important players in the run game outside of Lamar Jackson. How are the Ravens going to be able to rush the football against probably the best defensive end combo in the NFL? How are the Ravens going to be able to get outside? Because it's going to be tough. Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, you brought them up in terms of rushing the passer. How are we going to get by him in the run game? Are we going to see anything special? Any sort of jet sweeps, Duvernay in the backfield type of plays to try and trick them up? Or is it just going to be hope for the best Greg Roman offense?
Honestly, we got plays in the vault, but I don't think those plays are going to get called out. I don't think those plays are going to get pulled out the vault today. But respect a lot of Josh Oliver. Respect a lot of Eric Tomlinson. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Greg Roman, devises a pretty scheme. Like me personally, I think this will be the best day for Rashod Bateman to thrive, in my opinion. But
absolutely, he's had a little bit more experience than he had in the last matchup. I believe the Ravens didn't have Sammy Watkins when they played against the Browns. I was watching that game in the hospital, so it's hard to remember. But overall, like the Ravens are going to have a lot of passing weapons that they're going to be able to utilize. So how are they going to be able to take advantage of it? And I think that TJ of Wakanda has a great point. Ravens got to have fun. I mean, that's when this team is great, is when Lamar Jackson is having fun, when the receivers are having fun, when the blockers are having fun. That's when this team is explosive, and that's when we see this team absolutely, beat the brakes off of other teams, is when they're all having fun and they're dominating the other team. And they're not going to be able to have fun if they're not calling plays that allow them to have fun. And Lamar running is part of the ways that the Ravens have fun. But it's not just, Lamar just randomly take off, which he can do, and it's great. But it's when he juked out a guy and then he took it 5 yards and slid.
Yeah.
Get those plays going. And then all of a sudden, Hollywood's going to get open deep. And then all of a sudden, that's going to open up Mark Andrews over the middle. And everything is just going to, snowball effect and get up. So got to have fun out there and not just make a joke out of it, but just go out there and play good football and play Ravens football, the Lamar Jackson football. And that's how the Ravens will win.
I was about to say, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because honestly, this has to be a bounce back game, in my opinion, for Lamar Jackson as well. He's been playing hero ball all this season. I understand the reason why, but honestly, you have to let the game come to you and just play to the best of your ability and don't force it. And just breathe. Every snap, take a deep breath, hike the ball, and just let it happen. Don't try to force it. Just survey the field, see what happens. If it ain't the pass ain't there, try to use your legs. Don't try to stay in that pocket too long. You're dealing with an ailing, hurting pocket. Just get out of there. This is the second game. They want to get some get back. Myles Garrett, it's not going to always be, hey man, you got me there. It's not going to always be that. I mean, I love the camaraderie, I love the respect, but it's not going to always be that. You got to make these guys, hey, that's Lamar Jackson. You still got to be mindful of that. Still got to be careful of that. And Lamar, you can't keep on staying in that pocket, man. The more you stay in that pocket, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping he don't get hurt, but he's one sack away in the pocket from getting hurt, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he's just too many times our edge rushers just collapsing in on him. And he is just getting thrown around everywhere. Chris Reed says, I really think we can't put Chuck in the box anymore. He has to run too deep because Donovan Peoples-Jones can get behind the defense at any moment. Linebackers need to have a feast in the interior defensive line. Yeah, I could see that. I agree with that for this week. Make sure that the Ravens are playing deep. I would agree with that just because the Ravens this year, their weakness hasn't been teams going 15 play drives. That's not been the problem this year. It's been, oh, hey, 60-yard touchdown. Hey, 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Hey, guy just got completely behind the defense. Jonathan Taylor had, I think, an 80-yard touchdown or 75-yard touchdown. It's the big plays that have been killing this defense all year. Play, get too deep, and force them to move the ball methodically down the field, and it'll give the Ravens offense time to rest. And maybe that's why the Ravens have been struggling a little bit more, is because they're not having as much time to rest as they have in previous years.
I mean, yeah, that definitely could play a factor as well. I mean, I want to say last week we had the most TOP in regards to time of possession with the ball against the Steelers. And I think it was like about maybe 10. One possession was like 10 minutes. I mean, hell, I'm all for it. With this team, you gotta move methodically. And honestly, having a running game, having a running back that's, in my opinion, as the season has progressed, he's taking the load off Lamar and Devontae Freeman. That has been good. We love to see it. I don't. Of course, we've all been on the Nate McCurry, Tyshawn Williams bandwagon. Honestly, it just hasn't been working out for Tyshawn at least. Nate McCurry, he just literally got his feet wet last game, so it's not too much he really did. So, I mean, I don't know if he's active. If he is, hopefully he can make some things shake. But we gotta do something. We gotta do something. We gotta keep the guys. We gotta keep our guys off the field. We gotta get our wide receivers involved, especially our number one wide receiver, and Rashod Bateman. I know Hollywood's going to be involved. We know Mark Andrews is going to be involved. Even Sammy, but I feel like the real game changer is Rashod Bateman, and we definitely got to get him more involved in order for us to win, in my opinion.
100%. Rashod Bateman needs to be a piece of this offense because his route running ability, especially against the cover zero, that's what's been killing this team. Cover zero, right? Get your best route runner, which I think is Rashod Bateman, to run those quick routes, and he will get open, in my opinion. And utilize Hollywood. He's also a good route runner. Sammy's a good route runner as well. Use them in those quick routes, and allow them to get open, so then they can hit them early, and they can get that first down. Remember, Sammy Watkins almost got the first down against the Bengals or was it the Dolphins on cover zero? I think it was the Dolphins. And that was when it was still a winnable game for the Ravens. Unfortunately, the defender made a great play and they stripped Sammy. I think it was Xavier Howard that stripped him. It was a terrific play, but he was open. He was at the first down marker. He just fumbled, which unfortunately that happens, but the play worked. And we talked about that after the game. We were like, the play worked. It just happened to be the execution of the players that was, a little bit less than desired. But, I mean, that's just something that the Ravens got to get into their game. And I see that Adit Mahmood says, congrats to Jimmy Smith. Apparently he's missing the game because his wife gave birth a couple of days ago. All right, well, congratulations to Jimmy Smith and, his family. It's always nice to see. Sucks that he's not going to be able to play, but, got to do what you got to do. So.
Yeah, most definitely. On Twitter, Jeff Zerbiak confirmed that no changes in the offensive line based on the warm-ups. Tyree Phillips is at right tackle and Ben Powers is at left guard. Tyree Phillips, I know he played a little bit of right tackle, but honestly, we do know that he's not the best at that tackle position. He's more better at the interior side of the ball.
Yeah.
So We definitely that's something to keep an eye out for. I don't know. Well, I don't feel like they're going to switch Myles Garrett up on Phillips. Jadeveon Clowney does fine on Tyree Phillips, but I feel like everybody has something to prove today, and them the waiver, he's going to show up. Everybody's going to have to show up, literally. So I mean, it's interesting to see how we're going to work the magic out. I see somebody said something about using Devontae Freeman like we did Ray Rice with the slips. Honestly, well, Mark, when we talked about creativity, we talked about that with David Duvernay. And obviously he's been saying, he got plays in the vault. But I mean, right now, the big question is he going to pull the plays out? Because this is week 14. We got 4 more weeks. So you got to pull out all the stops, in my opinion. I don't care what it is. I don't care who's watching. I don't care who's looking. You can look all you want, but the thing is, can you stop it when you play against my team? So if you got to pull out every damn trick play that you have in your playbook in order for us to win, do it. Just go ahead and do it.
100%. And Z the Beast, no, Patrick Ricard is out. He is not playing. But Lisa says, who are you more scared of, Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt, and why? I'm going to say Nick Chubb because he has more big play potential. I think Kareem Hunt is a really good running back. I think he's arguably a top 10 running back in the NFL. He just doesn't get the opportunities he does like he did in Kansas City. But overall, Nick Chubb has that ability to get to that next level and take it to the house and break a tackle and be gone. And he's done that against the Ravens, most notoriously when Earl Thomas was like, nah, I ain't going to run after him. And I wasn't mad at Earl Thomas after that. Nick Chubb is one of the fastest players on the Browns. Earl Thomas, not that fast. And he was already by him, so he wasn't going to catch him. But like that's what I'm worried about with Chubb is those big plays. And Joshua and I talked about it earlier, just how that's what's been killing the Ravens. It hasn't been those quick runs, even though Kareem Hunt could catch a check down or whatever and take it for a first down, which I am scared of. Don't take this as me not being afraid of Kareem Hunt. I am afraid of Kareem Hunt, but Nick Chubb, I'm just a little bit more worried of that big time, 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown run that he's done before against the Ravens. So that's why I'm scared of Chubb. But Joshua, are you more scared of Chubb or Hunt?
I would say because they're a 1-2 combo, I can't say more. I fear them both equally. For the simple fact, yes, Nick Chubb, he's a home run hitter. But you got to think about it. When you put a Kareem Hunt in the game against a worn down defense, Kareem Hunt reminds me of Chris Johnson in regards to speed and AP in regards to strength. More of a Marshawn Lynch style of running back. He runs hard. He's very quick. He knows how to break tackles, and he runs, very aggressive. And at the running back position, you're not going to find that too many more. I mean, yes, we have Derrick Henry in the league. Of course, he's a man amongst boys. But, with Kareem Hunt, we all know what he's capable of. And honestly, that 1-2 punch combo, it can go one or two ways against any defense. So I like both of them. I feel like, on any given Sunday, both of them give you 200 yards plus and maybe even 3 touchdowns. But I fear both of them respectfully, honestly. So the defense really has to show up. I mean, yes, we've been showing that we are willing to tackle. I love that. PQ has been flying since he's been moved over to the weak side, the will inside linebacker. I'm proud of him. He's I know we all having our doubts about him and everything, but he's really showing that he's progressing as a leader, and I hope he continues to blossom, as the linebacker that we know he can be in this NFL, especially for the Ravens organization. So yeah, I definitely say I fear both of them equally.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game to watch. Obviously, rivalry game is always tough, and especially in the AFC North, where it's the most physical division in all of football. I don't even think it's close at all. There's other divisions that are really good. The AFC or the NFC West, very good.
Yeah.
The NFC South in recent years has had some good years, but the AFC North is the hardest, most physical, probably the most competitive division in all of football. And running the football is the foundation of all of these teams in this division. Is they all want to run the ball. And every single time that they play another team, got to make sure, how are we going to stop that run? How are we going to stop the running backs? How are you going to stop Chubb? How are you going to stop Hunt? How are you going to stop Lamar? How are you going to stop Najee? How are you going to stop Joe Mixon? Those are all of them are top 10 runners in the NFL.
Yep.
All of them. And I see Mark says that's a fact. I don't know what he's referencing with that's a fact, but Greg Roman got to go into his bag of tricks. Yeah, the Ravens are going to have to get creative.
About Dev and stuff like that.
Yeah, got to use Dev, and got to use him out of the backfield and get. I don't want to get like too tricky and do things like double reverses and fake reverse passes. Don't do anything like that, but like just run the ball. Like it seems like a trick play, but it's just like a normal play where you just switch what position is getting the handoff. So
nothing that takes over 2 minutes to develop in the backfield. Like it has to be a continuous forward progress. Like we can't just develop all the plays in the backfield. It can't be, like you said, a pass here, a pass there. No, our plays got to be cut and we got to move forward. Like honestly, I don't even want to see any screenplays this game. I don't want to see any screenplays because all the screenplays don't go forward. We go backwards. Like everything we do, it has to be forward progress, literally. And that comes down to Lamar Jackson. It comes down to play calling. It comes down as a team. The offensive side of the ball is a unit. I mean, Devontae Freeman has to run hard. Latavius Murray has to run harder. Lamar has to make those quick reads. And honestly, we've been talking about cover zero since I don't know how. I don't know, since week 1, possibly. And, they get in front of the presses and keep talking about, we had plays. We've been practicing. I'm ready to see all this practice, all these plays that they have against cover zero defense correlate to the to today's game because they're going to bring the house. They know they're dealing against a weak offensive line. They know that Lamar is going to sometimes I want to say panic, but he's going to overthink. So, I'm definitely wanting to see what they're going to do. Oh no, we didn't discuss that. Honestly, and you know what? I'm glad you asked that, Mr. Chief. No, we didn't discuss on the hurry up offense, but it reminds me of Joe Flacco when they started running the hurry up offense. It started working for them in a great way for him. And what has happened with us? And this year, we got an ailing team, but when we run a hurry up offense, it keeps the defense on their toes. They can't make the subs, they can't make the switches that they want to, and we keep on moving the ball forwardly and positively. So will we see that more today? We don't know. Honestly, like I said, for me, this is a do or die for Greg Roman and Wink Martindale because you got to make a plan. I keep on saying it. You had to make a game plan with the personnel that you have and make it effective enough to win. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm a huge believer that when the Ravens offense is struggling, they got to go hurry up. And I think the perfect comparison, I like the Joe Flacco comparison, but I think the perfect comparison is Ben Roethlisberger. The Steelers so many times, not just this year, in the last couple of seasons with Big Ben, the offense is struggling. At the beginning of the game, they're down 14 points. They're down 10 points in the first quarter. And all of a sudden he goes, you know what? I'm done calling these plays. I'm going to do what I want to do, and we're going to move the ball down the field. And all of a sudden the Steelers will go to the 2-minute drill, and they'll do it with at the beginning of the second quarter. And they'll do it for like 2 drives in a row. And then they'll get back to calling the regular plays. But those 2 drives, they will move the ball down the field effectively and efficiently. And it'll get them into a rhythm so that when they start calling the regular plays, and they go back to the huddle, they got that flow. They're moving. They have that confidence. The Ravens build so much confidence in the 2-minute drill, but they don't do it unless there's 2 minutes left in the half. And or they're down by, 14 points with 8 minutes left in the game. They got to make sure that they go quick, because going quick, sorry guys about the yawn, but going quick is going to allow them to get into that rhythm and tire out the defense, because when you're running cover zero and the other team is going quick, it's showing that they're not scared of the cover zero. They're attacking it. The best way to always beat the blitz is attack the blitz. Attack where the blitz is coming from. If they throw a corner blitz from the right side, you want to hit the guy, go into the flats on the right side. That is how you beat it. How do you beat the blitz? You attack where the blitz is coming from. And cover zero is typically coming from short over the middle of the field, coming from the linebackers. So Ravens, attack the blitz, go quick, hurry up, get into a rhythm, and then when they stop blitzing, you can slow it down. Let's see here. Got a lot of questions. Oh my goodness.
We love it though. We love it.
Let's see here. Yes, thank you everybody for asking all these great questions. Yes. If the Ravens don't put up more than 3 points, yeah, Greg Roman gets fired tomorrow. But
hold on, we feel like he should get fired.
I think if 3 points, I think he gets fired. 3 is very low.
We're going into week 15. I don't see John cutting one of his homies. I promise you this. Someone's going to get benched today before John gets upset and want to fire Greg Roman. I see 2 of our players getting benched today. I don't know who, but they're gonna get benched today.
Yeah, it's 3 points is very, very low. Who would help the team more today? Demon Time, PQ, or Big Play OA? I'm gonna say PQ. Demon Time PQ, because even though Big Play OA, love it. Yeah, the strip sacks, the forced fumbles, that type of thing. I think Patrick Queen hitting the gaps and hitting the running backs early, because he's had a couple of games this year where he's done that very well. That's Demon Time PQ. That's more important in this game, is stopping the run, rather than getting the big strip sacks and things like that from OA. But I would love if both came to play and both, did that. But I think Patrick Queen, more consistently when he's playing well, is recognizable on the field. But what do you think, Joshua?
I definitely would agree with Demon Time PQ. For the simple fact we are going against two of the best, arguably two of the best one of the best running duos in the league right now. So, being able to have our linebackers come up, fill those gaps, and immediately attack those running backs at the line of scrimmage, or even in the backfield, get those tackle for losses. That definitely would set us up in a great way. Would I love for a way to get there quicker than PQ? Of course, and we all would. Because, he's obviously shown that when, Adelphi is locked in, he knows how to make things happen. But I definitely feel like, with how Baker is playing, they're going to depend heavily on the run game today. And honestly, I want to see Demon Time PQ flying all over the field like he did in the preseason.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a big game from a lot of the linebackers and front seven if the Ravens want to win this game. I think, though, now it's kind of time to start getting into those predictions, because, the game starts and, we got about 10 minutes left in the stream. So let's start off. Let's go with the offense, Joshua. What's your prediction for the Ravens offense in this game? And then everybody in the comments, leave what you guys think. We'll throw them up on the stream as well. What do you guys think? Bold predictions for the Ravens offense this game?
Me personally, Jesus, I'm gonna say 250 yards total. And we're gonna have about 5 field goals.
Wow.
I feel like it's gonna be one of those field goal type of games.
Wow, 5 field goals for Justin Tucker. Does the 5 field goals, does that give enough for the Ravens to win?
No, but it will keep us in the game.
Okay. Okay. All right. My offensively, I'm gonna say I'm thinking we have a shootout.
Okay.
I think this is a big time performance from the Ravens offense. I think it's a big time performance from Lamar Jackson. I
Is it
think this
December?
is the
Is it
best
December?
game of his season so far.
Okay.
Um, I think he's gonna. I think he's going to be responsible for 5 touchdowns. May
Okay.
get one rushing, but a lot of passing touchdowns. I think he's going to hit a big play, over the top 50 plus yard passing touchdown, but it's going to be a big time Lamar Jackson game. And I think, when we get into the defense, I also think the Browns offense is going to perform very well. I think this is going to be much more similar to the Monday Night Football game of last year, Ravens Browns, where it was just back and forth at the end of the game, driving down the field. Luckily, that one ended in a Justin Tucker 50-plus yard field goal. But what do you think about that, Joshua? Do you think? I mean, we got the two ends. We've got Joshua saying a lot of field goals, and then we got me saying like lighten up the points with the scoreboard. Oh man.
I mean,
Hopefully I'm right, but
it's definitely going to be a battle. Like I said, I'm hoping that we come out with the win. By the end of the day, you feel me? We got Anthony Avery, we got Tavon Young, we got Chris Westry, Robert Jackson, Kayvon, excuse me, Seymour. We all can say, yeah, Baker Mayfield's going to have an air raid type of day, but at the same time, we know Baker Mayfield can also be shaky as well. And with how they feel about him in Cleveland, it could be a more run heavy type of game. I'm hoping it's a more of a run heavy type of game. That way, our front seven can show out and prove themselves that that hey, we still are a strong defensive front. So I mean, if that happens, hey, I'm all for it. But at the same time, I'm looking at a depleted offensive line on our side of the ball. A Devontae Freeman, Lamar Jackson that's playing a little bit of hero ball slash, excuse me, timid ball as well. An offensive coordinator that doesn't use our number one draft pick in the receiving game. I'm hoping because Nick Bull, Patrick Ricard, all those guys are out, that he sees more playing time today. And, Lamar actually is able to have enough time to see him. Because I mean, yes, I love the money Mark Andrews connection. He can never go wrong. But at the same time, that's also hurt us because he does force it. So, hey, I would love a complete game, but I'm being realistic right now, family. That's all.
yeah, and Void, Derek Wolf is out for the year. I think he had to have surgery, but he wasn't able to come back from his injury. Yeah, see a lot of close game predictions from everybody. Z says Lamar 18 to 23, 310, 1 touchdown, 15 rushes, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble, no picks. I would take that. I think
that's solid. That would be solid.
That would be really good. Now, in terms of the defense, Joshua, what type of prediction do you have for the defense?
Honestly, I got my front seven getting off two fumbles, and one's going to be a scoop and score. I feel like we can possibly hold down their Russian attack to possibly 100 yards. If we hold that Russian attack to under 100 yards, I feel like we can win this game.
Yeah, and I think that one of the biggest things that the Ravens will do in this game, I think it's going to be an unexpected hero that gets an interception for the Ravens. And I don't know who it's going to be, but it's not going to be Averett. It's not going to be Westry. I think it could be like a Kevon Seymour or somebody like that that's getting targeted, and they get a big time play that that changes the course of this game. And I also think Patrick Queen has a big game, just getting a lot of tackles. I don't know if he has any sort of crazy pick six or anything. Hoping for a CJ Mosley-esque, one-handed interception to seal the deal, to knock clinch the playoffs and all that stuff, like
Right.
like a couple years ago. But overall, I just think it's going to be another late game situation that the Ravens defense has done decent in terms of forcing turnovers late in the game. They even did it against the Raiders. They got the interception in the end zone against the Raiders in week 1. Unfortunately, then I can't remember who got the strip sack. Was it Carl Nassib or Max Crosby strip sacked Lamar? But yeah, Z the Beast says Geno Stone. Could be Geno Stone. You know what? That's going to be my prediction. Geno Stone gets his pick in a big-time moment for the Ravens defense. And then also, I think just Patrick Queen has a monster day. One of the best games of his career so far. So those are my predictions for the defense. YPC, thank you so much for the super chat. Gives his prediction and says, away with 2 sacks and Patrick Queen with an interception. I mean, that would be amazing. And I could see Patrick Queen getting a pick because I think they'll target him a little bit.
Like I said, honestly, it will come down to that front 7. And, Wink has to run. He has to let these guys get up the field. He has to let Justin Houston and Adolphe continue getting up the field. Put your joker in there with Tyus Bowers and have him, drop back here and there. But, I definitely can see that happen. And then, you put enough pressure on Baker. We've seen what's happened this season for him. He hasn't been playing his best ball this year. So I definitely feel like Wink is going to bring the house. Unfortunately, I just hope it doesn't. I hope we don't mess up on that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of things to look out for. But away, he's had some big time games. Hopefully this is another one. Mark Tipp says away forces a fumble and Tavon gets an interception. Z the Beast says Garrett gets 2.5 sacks. Yeah, I would not be surprised at that.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised at all. Daddy Bondrude says 2 sacks. Anthony Aver picks off a horrible pass to Jarvis Landry. Boyd, 27-15. Lamar Jackson, 300 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and away gets 2 sacks. But do you have anything else to add, Joshua, before we kind of end the stream? Game starts in about 5 minutes, so
no, not really. Let's
gotta wrap this up.
Go get our medicine. Get the tweeting, and let's have fun watching this game.
Absolutely. All right, guys, make sure to come out to the post-game stream. As we kind of recap the game, talk about what went right, what went wrong, all those things. We'll start it up probably within 5 or 10 minutes of the game ending. Should be a lot of fun. Make sure to come back for that. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, asking all the great questions. We'll see all of you after the game.